and that's what he's focused on these days. However, a few years ago, he was focused on something else. He's currently in remission from non-Hodgkin's T-cell lymphoma, as well as a life-threatening infection. I'd never heard of this before. It sounds awful, called Mucor, since January of 2009. And when we refer to enabling lifetimes, I think that's what we're talking about. It's a person who could be standing next to you in the grocery line or in the car next to you at a stoplight, and they may just be a cancer survivor whose life you helped save by giving generously to help ensure that the right medical care and treatment was available. So I'd like you all to take the opportunity now and welcome former Rady Children's Hospital patient, Patrick Vetters.
Hi, I hope you guys are all having a great night. I just want you guys to know how much of an honor it is to be here in front of all of you who have had such an impact on my life and are a big reason that I'm here today. Like he said, actually in 6 days, it will be 6 years from the day I was introduced to Rady Children's Hospital and diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's T-cell lymphoma, which is a cancer of the immune system. That day, I was comforted by a doctor named Dr. Willard, who, come to find out, would end up saving my life. And not only in that way, but also in the way that I was diagnosed with a fungal infection called Mucor. And most of you would think that cancer is a huge deal and it's a life-threatening disease, and it really is, and that was the hardest thing I'd ever faced up to that point. But on top of that, I got diagnosed with Mucor, which most people have never heard of, but has over a 90% death rate. And even higher when you don't have an immune system, which chemotherapy and radiation just happen to take away from me. Luckily for me, I was at Rady Children's Hospital, which took the best care of me possible, and I was able to get a medication that wasn't even available to the public yet, and that ended up being what saved my life. A big part of that, though, that impacted me was that treatment for that medication on top of the cancer treatment and being in the hospital so long created a problem because my insurance had $1 million cap, which dropped me. And in the middle of fighting 2 life-threatening diseases and in the middle of dealing with something that my family had never faced before, I didn't have insurance anymore. And like they were telling you, insurance is a huge deal for a lot of the patients that are helped and treated at Children's Hospital. Luckily for me, I was at one of the best children's hospitals around the country, and I was able to get the treatment that I needed, and I was able to survive and be here today. But a big part, thank you. Like I said, it's an honor for me to be here, but a big part of my life now is the fact that a lot of the patients that I became closest to didn't make it through their battles. And a big part of my life now is to spread childhood cancer awareness, and the biggest part about tonight is that this month just happens to be Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And for me, that's huge that I was given the opportunity to speak to you guys on during this month that happens to be also the month that I was diagnosed with cancer. And I'm just so blessed to be here and that I was able to make it. And like they said, I'm going to be graduating in December with a psychology degree, and my goal had changed from being a business major to now wanting to do psychology so that I can work with a nonprofit and be able to help better the lives of other kids with cancer. And a big part of that is the help of you guys who have done so much. And I just want to let you guys know that this year, actually next year in January 23rd, will mark 4 years in remission for me. 1 year away from being considered an official cancer survivor. And I couldn't have done it without you guys and without the help of you guys. I feel so blessed to be here, and I'm honored to be with you guys who have done so much, and it honestly is because of you guys that I made it through and that I'm able to do these things and be able to help those other children, and you guys are helping those children every day, and it's so important, and you guys should feel so important that everything that you have done is going directly to the care of children that are in need of help, and you guys have just done so much, and I just want to thank all of you, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Thank you.
sharing your